How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Tressa's Collectibles channel. We are back with another one of our, I guess more like meta deck gameplay block between our Review Starlight and our upcoming Azure Lane block. And so today we're going to be taking a look at two prominent titles in the metagame. One of the decks probably not as prominent
in form.
Yeah, but I'm going to be piloting for the first time on this channel an Alice Kirito build of Sword Art Online 10th Anniversary. Previously on the channel, I have been playing builds like the Silica and Argo top end, but this is my first time taking the Kirito build for a spin. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Alice combo by now, with the ability to come out at level 1 via the 1/0 Brainstorm. And the Kirito has a free finisher ability where I mill the top card of my deck and deal damage equal to its cost +1. So we'll try to make use of this Kirito alongside a slew of specific support cards that go alongside him.
Yep. And on my end,
back for round
y'all
4.
know what it is. Round 4 or 5 of Overlord. Nazarick trying to feature this deck in a not bricking form. It is the Ainz deck with the particular spicy flair of the War Bicon Lord event. The 2/0 event allows me to cheat out the level 3 Ainz instead of using the level 0 Ainz Bell Changer. When I play the event, I choose one of my characters and send it to stock, and then reveal the top card of my deck. And then if it's a character with the same trait as the character I sent to stock through the effect, then I just get to immediately summon it. So the idea is I want to go to level 2 and then have a 1-card deck, shuffle back a bunch of level 3 Ainz, and then use the level 2 event to summon them onto the board. So this way I'll be able to have more resources compared to the other version because I generate extra stock. And hopefully I'll also be able to summon more Ainz and more 1/1s to protect them as well.
Alright, so the last few times that we've brought this Nazarick deck onto the channel, it has been against a counterpick, and not a counterpick, but Mike just like bricked out of it. So,
Yep.
Like, surely this is the game.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the game.
I think this matchup is something that people can expect. Not necessarily these builds, but I think the general concept, I think it's there. So it'll be interesting. In particular, I think the Kirito build does have some play because you have the level 0 Asuna to go back as a plan B if your board does get removed for consistent advantage. And then the level 0 Asuna also gives your level 3 Kiritos all hexproof, so it helps you play around my rest counter.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes.
I'm second again.
All right.
And as we all know, in the Alice matchup, first or second is like.
Have you guys seen the short yet?
Oh my god.
Okay. I will pitch 3.
I will also pitch 3.
Okay.
All right.
Draw for turn. Clock my counter to draw 2. On our opening turn for this deck, we definitely are looking for either the Ainz Drop Search or the Fukajiro Aura. We did open an Ainz, so we can go ahead with that, and I think we'll just chill.
Alright.
Direct attack for 2.
Thinking about placement there for a sec.
For a sec.
2. And we have lost 1 Alice so far, so we will have to get that back in with our Brainstorm once we eventually hit level 1. I'm going to clock my Climax Swapper. Spoiler alert, I have the Choice Climax in my hand. This is the least useful card that I would want to potentially keep around. And let's see what we can grab here. I'm going to start... We'll go ahead and start by playing a level 0 admin and following it up with a level 1 or level 0 Asuna. So she has 2 on-play effects. First of all, on play, if I have another anniversary character, she gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. And then also on play, I can look it up to 3 cards from top of my deck, add up to 1 event from among them to my hand, send the rest to waiting room, and if I add an event, I discard a card. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. There are no events, so we'll just send these to the waiting room.
3 mill 3.
Yep. And we'll go into our attack phase next.
Okay.
So I will start with a front attack here for 2. I did not have a climax in the waiting room, so this is just going to be for 2.
She's good. 1 Eins is reversed in battle. I can clock myself from top of deck. If I do, look at up to the top 2 cards in my deck and add up to 1 level 1 Overlord character or an event. Alright, at least I plussed.
Okay. Oh, where have I seen this happen before?
I've seen this movie before.
Alright, we'll direct attack for 2 here. 2.
Okay, 1, 2.
Okay. Dozo shimasu.
Dozo shimasu. Draw for turn. Okie dokie. Interesting hand we have here. Very interesting hand we have here. I wonder what's the play here. What are we clocking? Okay. We're gonna clock a Cocutus and then level a Shuffleback. Actually, we'll level an Aura. I don't think I'll need it this turn. So we'll get green, and then we'll draw 2. Okay. Alright, we triggered a Vampire Bite, so I definitely want to pay that out, as it'll be one of our primary advantage engines going into our next turn. So I'll play the 1/1 Eins. This allows me to play my gold events for free. And then for the rest of my turn, I think I kind of just want to play some dudes and attack 3 times.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like plan. So we'll start with the Demerge Climax Swapper. On play optional, I can mill 3. So I'll just do that. And then play an Aura. On play plus 15. And then play a Bell Eins.
Okay.
Okay, let's go into attack. So I am over on both lanes. Let's front for 2. Oh no, that's an
1,
Eins.
2. Take 2.
I triggered an Eins on my first attack, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Let's go direct afterwards for Goldbar.
Well, that's good.
That's good. For 2.
Cancel.
And then front attack for 2.
Oh, that's
another
Eins.
Eins.
And another cancel.
Here we go.
Alright, draw for turn. I will clock this pants. Definitely don't need this. Draw 2. Okay. I'm gonna go for a slightly unorthodox line here. We're gonna start, let's see. I'm gonna be playing this, and a third character. And what am I clocking? I'm clocking this, I think. Unless I want to use it this turn. Let's see. I'll have 5 stock if I do that. So I think I'm okay with clocking this, to be honest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play Eagle. And use his effect, putting an anniversary or progressive character from my hand into clock and leveling up. And I'm going to look at up to X cards, add one of them to hand, and send the rest to waiting room, where X is the number of your character, so I can look it up to 4. So
add anything.
So yeah, we'll add anything. We'll look at 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think this is probably the most useful card among them. So I'll add that, and I'll drop these.
Okay.
And then I'm actually going to play a level 1 Alice, specifically to use her on-play effect in order to wipe your Eins off the face of the planet.
My Eins!
So we will shuffle back 2. The 2 I'm going to be shuffling back are a level 2 Alice and a level 0 Asuna.
Okay. Minus 1,000 to one of my front row, so my Eins just pops.
Okay. And then as my third attacker, do I need a third attack? I probably want a third attacker. I think that having the 1 extra stock gives me a little bit of extra flexibility. So I'll play a level 0 Lifa. I'll use her on-play effect, discarding this admin to reveal the top card of my deck. Salvage a level 0 or lower. I think I'm probably just going to get the admin back.
This gives you a lot more options with deck speed, right?
This will give me flexible mill on my next turn.
Yeah.
Which is of high priority going into my third turn.
Of the utmost priority.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll go into our attack phase. I am beating over both of your characters.
Yep.
We'll start with a front attack with the Alice for 1.
One's good.
A front attack with Eagle for 1. 2.
1, 2. Two's good.
And a direct attack with Lifa for 2 and choice. And I think I'm going to be choicing to hand from this position. Given that I think my position in terms of stock is perfectly fine. I do want to give myself the option to potentially pay this pants out as well, because there's a pants at the bottom of my stock right now. So with this choice, I'm going to pick up a 3/2 Asuna.
Okay. So that's for 2.
For 2.
Cancel.
Okay.
Alright. On death, I can activate my aura effect. Now let's take a think about what we want to pitch here. The only card that's a character that I could get back is the level 1 Shaltir. At the same time, I do run 4 Shaltir, and I do have a couple of goats in my weight room, so I could grab her back. At the same time, though, that does seem a bit gambly, as I will need to use the goats to grab some of my combo pieces, like the Shuffleback Eins and the level 0 Cocytus. So I think the more safe line is to pitch this Goldbar, since I already have a Goldbar. And we'll just try to find another Goldbar on our turn after Eins. So we'll pitch this and top check up to 4. So here I think I am okay with just trying to look for as many, or go through 4. And we'll go from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the only target. Very importantly though, we did mill our 3rd copy of Vampire Bride, which allows me to directly go to level 2 next turn, which is very nice. Okay, and then the merge is sent to the weight room, and draw for turn.
Is it time to turbo?
I do think it is time to turbo. So, the way this deck operates, or I guess the way I have been playing this deck, is that it goes off on turn 3. So even though I am at 1-3 right now, my goal is to go to level 2 this turn. Before I do anything rash, I'm going to take a look at the number of cards in my deck. So I'm going to clock draw 2, draw 3 from Shaltir, draw 3 from another Shaltir, and then I can use the merge, for example, to mill 3 if I want, or just need to mill another 3 extra, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Can I check my turn, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
You have the other 3 Vampire Brides in here? Oh, you do have all 3 other ones.
Okay. Given that the other cards in my hand, or every single of the GOATS events, represent anything in my waiting room, I'm just going to clock a character that I don't need. So, clock the drop search.
Either one that you don't need or have the ability to get back.
Yeah.
Basically.
Draw 2. Ooh, that's a really good draw. Me drawing this Cocytus means one of the GOATS is freed up to grab something else for my combo turn. So let's start with Shaltir. Her effect, up to 3 times per turn, is I can send a Vampire Bride from my waiting room to my clock and draw a card. So, activate once, activate twice, activate 3 times, and I do level here, leveling my drop search.
Okay.
To draw the 3rd time. So now she's out of procs. But we're going to play another Shaltir.
It's not a hard 3 times per turn.
No. So we're going to activate her 3 times per turn to clock, and draw, and clock, and draw, and clock, and draw, which puts us at 3 cards left in deck. Alright. Now, the goal is to put together all the pieces. Hold on, let me rearrange my hand real quick for you guys. This is probably one of the more high roll games for this deck, given that I have all 4 goats in hand. So I basically just have 4 events that lets me grab any 4 characters from my waiting room. I do have an Eins here, which I can pay out using another copy of the 1/1 Eins, and then that'll let me have 2 Eins available in my waiting room to be able to shuffle back with. So 3 cards in deck. How do I want to mill those 3 cards? I think if I want to go for the slightly higher roll, I can use the Aura, and then... Oh, you know what, actually...
You can just use a Demiurge Climax Swap.
Yes. I'm going to use the Demiurge Climax Swap, and that's also doubly good, because it allows me to convert this door into another bar, so I don't have to search for bar next turn.
Oh, you have door in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And
okay.
And depending on whether or not you were planning to play a second 1/1 anyway, this just allows you to pay the Eins out.
Yes. So let's start with that. We'll use a goat. I get -1 cost, so this is free. Grabbing the Demerge. And we'll play him, and we'll mill 3 on play.
Is the 1k power going to matter, or...?
It's not.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess...
Because
we'll put it on the shell tier.
Sure.
Yeah. For the goat's effect, yeah. And then we'll pay 1. Discard 1 to salvage a Goldbar.
Okay. Can I check
Also paying out our Eins.
You know, I really hope you have an Eins in your hand. I really hope you have an Eins in your hand. Otherwise, this is going to be a high roll on high rolls.
I have an Eins, man. This is not Eins.
Okay.
Because I have an Eins here.
Yeah.
If I actually have the last card as an Eins, that would just be like insanity.
It's like you get to skip a whole step.
Yeah.
You get to skip a whole like bajillion steps.
There's no risk involved. Okay, so for my second goat, I will salvage the Eins that lets us shuffle back these 3 2s, which is this level 0. I'll give another 1,000 to the shell tier. And then I'll play the Eins. I'll play shuffle 2 characters back from my deck, from my waiting room to my deck. And then for the turn, he does not get side penalty, which in this case is not relevant. Okay, cut.
This one.
All right, and now we play the level 0 Cocutus. On play, top check 2, rearrange. And this is the effect that allows us to guarantee that we summon Eins off of the top check.
Yeah. So from here, there's 2 possible scenarios.
Yes.
Either the non-Eins is in the top 2, in which case you would put the Eins on top and then summon it, or if the Eins is in the bottom card, or if the non-Eins is in the bottom card, and these are both Eins, then you just double Bicon off rip.
Okay. So for your guys' information, the top card is Eins and the second card isn't. So this is basically, if I want to play the other Eins from the effect, I'll have to grab a Cocutus again and then play that again. Here I have a decision to make. Do I want to triple Eins? Or do I want to double Eins, double 1/1? I think, given that Alice goes up to 11... Well, I guess technically he could minus 1,000. Let's see. So if I have an Eins in the middle with 2 1/1s in the back, it'll be
12-5.
12-5. Which I guess technically would... I think...
Well, I mean, like, it would be unreversible at that point, though. If you have...
Well, no, if I go for triple Eins... one of the Eins,
triple.
Yeah,
Sure.
then one of the Eins... 1 to 2 of the Eins would be still reversible.
Right.
Okay, I'm just going to go for double, I think. Double Eins, make sure they're both untargetable. So... Order of operations. Let's double check that I have the goods to do that. Okay. We'll play goat and salvage another Cocutus to make sure we can grab that afterwards. We'll play War Bicon Lord, send the Cocutus, which is Nazarick trait and Grotesque Grace, to reveal the top card of a deck. And since it does share a trait with the Cocutus, I get to summon it immediately. Next, I'll play over this Eins to flip the other 2 cards. So this card is Eins now.
Yeah. If both of the top 2 cards were Eins, you get to skip this step.
Yeah. And then we'll use the Bicon Lord to summon another Eins.
Okay.
And then we'll play over Shalt here with another 1/1. And put this in the middle. And we are in a really good position, given that the variability of how many cards you can draw off of Vampire Bride in this deck depends on how much damage you take and how many Vampire Brides are in your waiting room. So sometimes you can do the full combo and end up with like only 1 or 2 cards in hand, but in this case we have 5 cards in hand. So we're doing really well. We could actually go for triple Irons and double 1/1 this turn, but that sacrifices a bit of our follow-up potential. And I think I want to use this last little ghost to grab just more insurance, I think. So we'll use this.
I think you could just summon the third Eins from your hand on the next turn once this spot is freed up. I think that's more reasonable.
Yeah. Something that I really like to do with this deck, though, is I really want to have access to a Shaltir in my hand in order to clock myself for fuel for the burn 5 on the final turn. Given that this game is probably still going to go on for a couple more turns, though, I think that's probably something I can hold off on for the time being. And I'll just think about that later, so. I think grabbing this is fine. Is this fine? Yeah, for the most part, I'm really just debating between these or these. This or this.
Well, one of them is significantly harder to find in second deck.
Yes. So, yeah. We'll just go with the Aura. So I'll salvage Aura. And then...
Well, you also have to take into account the matchup, too, though.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Okay.
By the time you get to level 3, I'll probably have used the Aura already. And then your thing shouldn't be hexproof before then. So it should be okay. So, okay. 1k1. So, Climax combo. When I play the Climax, a bunch of things activate. But primarily, I'll get to...
What? That's not a goat.
That is not a goat. Did I say all 4 ghosts before?
All 5 goats?
Yeah, I was like, I have all 4 goats in my hand when I can run 5 in my deck. Okay, so so this Irons, I'm going to put all the markers underneath, and then this Irons, I'm going to...
Well,
they both heal. So
both
heal, and then markers.
Yep.
This one will heal and burn 1. And then each of these Irons will give their respective 3/2s 4,500 during this turn, and then hexproof, and neither player can get reverse in battle on your turn.
Yep.
Alright, so let's go into attack. Front forward 3.
1, 2, 3. Take 3. Okay. Oh, there is a 2/1 here.
So I'm refreshing with 6, missing 2 Goldbars. Okay. Refresh point. And front. 4, 3.
1. Oh no.
Oh,
2,
no.
3. Oh, I'm just eating it.
Oh boy.
I mean, I do need to get blue at some point. And this guy's just like on the board already. I think we'll just level 1 copy of the 3/2.
Sure. Okay. Shelter fronts. Nothing to salvage. 4 or 2.
1. 2.
Oh,
okay.
Your Alice's just refuse to stay in the deck. You're good.
Alright, let's see. Draw for turn. Okay. I drew an Alice.
Well, you're level 2, so I guess.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Alright, let's see. What is the line looking like this turn? If I clock, I go to... What is it, 8 in deck? If I shuffle back 2, I go to 10. And I have 3 Brainstorms to hit 2 Alice. In that case, what am I clocking? I'm probably clocking Aincrad event.
That does make it a bit awkward because you can't salvage with the Alice and you do need it for your finisher.
Can't salvage with Chalice?
Oh, because you were talking about clocking the Aincrad event, right?
Yeah.
But then you'll need it for your finisher turn.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because Kirito needs the Aincrad event, right?
No. I'm clocking the Aincrad event.
Oh!
Event.
Oh. Excuse me. Yeah. Ignore me.
Yeah, the Alicization event is right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think we clock Aincrad here. Draw 2. Okay. Huh. Alright, so we're just gonna go with the normal plan. We're going to play the Alice. Shuffle back double Alice. Minus 1k to the only legal target, which is the shell tier. Alright. Okay. Now we will go into our brainstorms. So, brainstorm.
Yeah.
Hit one Alice.
Perfect.
Brainstorm. Brainstorm once more.
4 cards in deck.
Hits.
And a hard play.
Play this Alice. And unfortunately, this does mean that we will not be paying that out, but small price to pay, I think. We'll play our Administrator as the 5th card on our board, and then we'll use her ability to level swap. And we'll go ahead and stick... It's like too late to try to do this. So we're going to stick Yu-Gi-Oh in here. And then that also puts our 3/2 Kirito back into our waiting room.
Yeah.
I'll play the Choice Climax and activate triple combo. Each copy gets to salvage 1 and then stock an anniversary character from my waiting room. So I need to think about what I'm going to be doing on the next turn. So you're going to blow up my entire board, so I need ways to recover from that game state. For sure, I'm going to be getting the Alicization event because I need that for the end game.
Yeah.
And then cards that I'm stocking here that I don't particularly care about. What cards are those? Let's see. I don't think I particularly... care about the counters because you're going to be going way over my board. So I think we'll start with those.
Okay. One last salvage stock.
Actually, well, let's save these for later because these ones have higher levels. So let's stock another character first. So we'll stock the Yu-Gi-Oh first. And then one more salvage. I think I probably want the level 0 Asuna as a guaranteed source of cards.
Yep.
And then we'll stock these other two.
It does play around rest counter on final turn with the Kiritos.
Assuming you still have it.
Yeah. I have it.
Okay. We'll go into attack phase. I have 5 in waiting room. There's a
6.
choice here. There's a pants here. And this is not a climax.
Okay.
So we'll go into attack phase.
Wait, what's the missing one?
A choice.
A choice, okay.
I will front attack here for 3. Refreshing with 5.
Okay.
Refresh points for 3.
Okay, I'm going to use the rest counter. So when I use the counter, I can pay 4 extra and discard a Grotesque Grace or Nazarick. I'll discard my Yuri.
So the idea here is to preserve this.
Yes, I'm gonna save the shell tier. This also just puts me at a much higher percentage position to stay at level 2 so that I can keep healing down. So this is for 2?
3.
3. Okay, 3's good. Ideally, I don't take this, but if we take this, it'll be a bit sad.
Alright, and then we'll front for 2. 3, no target.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3's good. Okay, so we level.
Alright, we're going fast.
We are going fast. Okay, stand and draw. Alright, now that I'm level 3 and I'm still going to just heal twice, no reason to not clock anymore. So I'll clock draw 2. Push this to the back row, so we'll save that for more ammunition. Push the Eins to the front row. I'll still have a turn of immunity for the Eins. And then the following turn, I don't really care if the 1/1 dies anymore, so that'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay, one. So this one, the Eins, I'll send all the goats to memory, and for every card that goes to memory, I choose one of its characters on board and send it to waiting room, so I wipe its whole board on top of the heal. And this one, I'll just heal and burn 1.
Take the 1.
And then each of these 1/1s, once again, gives 3/2s immunity.
Okay.
Oh, and then your turn for if you want a 3-stock.
It's definitely consideration to 3-stock one of these Alice's. Considering that I have a Choice Climax in my hand, and I could potentially get further value. I think I'll hold off.
Okay.
I think I'm about to go to 3 anyways.
Alright, direct for 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to level 3.
I could very well just be dead this turn. Well, we don't need another one of this, so.
Okay. Direct attack for 4.
Alright, I really need to not take this, because if I take this, how many cards do you have in your hand?
3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you...
I'm pretty dead.
This is... If I trigger 2, it will be even... Oh my god. I'll salvage a counter, a 2-1 rest counter.
1, 2...
Please cancel this. Please cancel this. Alright, so if he canceled that, I would have had 4 more burn ones from the goats. At the start of Encore, if I have the 3/2 Irons on the board and this is in memory per copy, I can pay 1, discard 1 to burn 1. But,
Alright, so I think we got the speed run in the other direction.
Yeah, that was... You died on turn 3.
Your turn 4.
Yeah, my turn 4, your turn 3 because you went second.
Yep.
You just took Udos and Udos. It's like you, okay, so, alright, my turn 2, I'm gonna clock myself to 1-0 to kill his Battle Irons. And then my turn 3, I just go to 2-2, and then I die from 2-3.
Yeah. I mean, okay, at the very least, we got to achieve, like, no one cares what this does. Like, we've seen this, like, so many times, but, like, we have failed to make
properly
the Ainz strat a reality 3 times already.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually ever been able to activate goats and blow up someone's board before.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
But
yeah, this is basically the when goats goes right, I guess.
This was when, like, everything goes right.
It's like in a kind of like a more back and forth game, he would probably still be like low to mid level 2, and I would either be able 3-0 or if I canceled that previous attack, I could heal back down to like 2-4, 2-5 or something. But kind of the idea, the rest of the game is pretty much the same thing. Play Goldbar every turn, and then if you have the spare resources, you can just burn 1, burn 1s. If they're going to like 2-5, any turn at like 2-5, you can make them go to level 3, or have extra instances to try to make them go to level 3, make them uncomfortable, and decrease compression by just using the goats. The nice thing about the goats events is that they don't leave your memory. You can kind of just pay 1, discard 1 every turn if you have the resources for them. And that's part of the reason why I really like to try to hold 1 Shell Tier or try to find another copy of Shell Tier, is because, like, if you're trying to go for final turn, you can just clock yourself a bunch.
Yeah, and that's also why you're playing 4 copies in this.
Yeah, 4 copies is just mandatory in this particular build because it's a primary line to go from 1-2 or 1-3 to 2-3.
With double Shell Tier.
With double Shell Tier. And that's how you get all these cards to kind of be very not efficient with your cards. Because, like, on that combo turn, I played over a couple cards, and then I had to, like, basically minus hand in order to get the 3/2 Ainz out. But that's kind of just how the deck is designed. You go into the start of your combo with, like, 12 or 13 cards, and then you go all the way down to just a couple.
Yeah, imagine if I didn't blow up your level 0 Ainz, you would have had, like, 6-7 cards. Like,
yeah. The tempo of the game in terms of just the amount of cards you need to milk, because that is one of the primary concerns about this deck, is that you oftentimes might not have enough, or you might have too many cards to go through, but at least based on my experience, if you can resolve an Ainz and a Aura, generally speaking, you can kind of just get there through all the other utility cards you have.
It's like this plus this and then these, right?
Yeah, basically.
These are also going through your deck.
Yeah, this plus these 2 and these, or also the...
Clock yourself top check 3, like, Ricky thing.
Yeah, clock yourself top check 3 Ainz, which, like, looks exactly like this guy, but... this is also pay 1, clock yourself top check 3, so this goes through 4 cards. It also helps you not be locked out of level 2 if you're, for example, at 1-2. Clock yourself to 1-3, triple a Vampire Bride to 1-6, and then use this to clock yourself to 2-0. It also allows you to mill more cards, and then you play your second Shell Tier and clock yourself 3 more times for more cards. Yeah. So there's a lot of mill in the deck, but you do have to be wary that sometimes, if these don't resolve, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. You do also have the line where if you have the level 0 Cocutus, you're primarily using it in this deck for that top check 2 rearrange effect when you go into your Bicon Lord turn. But his on-attack ability, also quite good in this deck, being able to give 1k hand encore to cards like these, like the Fuka and the Drop Search, where their effects activate either on death or when it gets reversed. And so you could potentially hand encore them back to try to use that effect again and get through even more of your deck if you don't draw, like you were saying, both of them.
Yeah. I guess to wrap the idea of this deck up, since you might be wondering, for example, what are the pros and cons of playing this kind of build compared to the regular Shaltier level 1 Climax combo build. The pros of this particular build is that you, on average, go off at least one turn earlier than the Shaltier build does in terms of setting up your level 3 Eins, because you, generally speaking, on turn 3 is basically the benchmark as to when you expect to start going off with all your clocking yourself, hitting yourself to level 2, and then comboing with the Eins. Generally speaking, for the Shaltier level 1 combo build, you kind of just play the game as it goes, and then
like you play like 2 level 0 turns into a level 1 combo turn,
and then maybe you have another level 1 combo turn, or maybe if you on turn 4 you go into level 2. But generally speaking, it's not turn 3. Whereas this deck always aims for turn 3 ideally.
It seems like it's significantly more geared towards forcing.
Yes.
Into the setup.
Yes. This deck is all in on the setup. You guys have seen the best and worst of this setup. Basically, in this game, we got everything off without a hitch. In the previous version, or in the previous gameplay video of this, where I played against Simu's Review Starlight, you guys saw that when things go wrong, you basically just lose. So that is one of the downsides. But the other pro for this build compared to the other version is that not only do you get this a whole turn or more earlier, you also get a bigger setup consistently as well. Whereas the normal Eins version, since you don't play the 2-0 event, you exclusively use the Bell Eins. If I can find him.
He's somewhere.
Bell Eins. To play the 3-2 Eins, right? It says pay 1, discard 1, and then summon this from hand. You can't really play 2. Because
you have to go -3
per copy of the level 3 Eins, and chances are, if you want to play 2, you also need another 1/1, so that's yet another commitment. So not only do you might not have the hand or stock or both, or just like the simple like hand fix, whatever the case, the deck doesn't really go for the double line in the Shaltier level 1 build, whereas for this deck, the double line is kind of the standard.
It just so happens that the Shaltier's ability to turbo you through your deck is also getting you so many resources that you can just do it.
You can afford to minus a bunch of cards in your hand in order to get a bunch of these Eins out. The 2-0 event also helps you with a lot of the stock issues that you might have, so you can just spend a bunch of stock and regain a bunch of stock back, and then play a bunch of 1/1s. You have this as insurance if you did need to. If you drew a bunch of cards and you just draw some 3-2 Eins, you can still play the Eins from hand through this copy of the level 0. And oftentimes it does come down to a matter of if you want to go for triple Eins and 1/1/1, if you know that they can't contest your 3-2s the following turn, or you can go for double, which is like the safe play because they for sure can't contest these. Or you can, if you really want, you can go triple-double. Like that game, I did have the opportunity to go for triple-double, but that would be at the expense of the rest of my hand and my future turns. By experience, I don't really like going for that line because that generally means I don't really get to burn with the goats as much.
If I didn't pop this though, then that would have been easy triple double.
Yeah, but at the same time though, since the last Eins is vulnerable, the math does come down to that. Like one of the Alices will be able to contest my Eins. So like I don't think that was a good play. But like if your opponent was playing a deck that couldn't contest a 12k level 3 on their like turn 3 or 4, then you could certainly go for the triple double. So a lot of variations in how you want to set this up, depending on the matchup, but it's nice that the option is there. And from then on, you basically just turn your brain off and then just play Goldbar every turn. And then you just heal per copy of Eins and burn per copy of Eins. And then once you get the goats up, it's just a matter of how many cards in stock you have to burn once. So, yeah, that's about it. Really happy I got to... We got to feature Overlord in a not Nazarick in a not super scuffed state, but yeah, hopefully this build gives you guys a bit more ideas about maybe what you guys can try out with the Irons build instead of just a traditional Sheltier. Maybe if you don't like Sheltier, you can try this out. It's also a lot of fun, I think. Trying to understand this deck took me a lot of repetitions, but once I got it, it was just like, all right, my turn 3, I'm gonna draw like 10 cards.
Yeah, I do think though that like if you do want to play this deck, honestly, if you want to just play Goats in general, but this deck, this build even more so, you need the mental fortitude to play through like Omega Brick games.
Yeah.
Because you are going to have some games like the last time we featured this Nazarick build on the channel where you are literally just Sudoku. Mike literally just killed himself in the last game.
We've never just scooped, basically, but in that game, I was like, there's no way out for this. All hope is lost. But yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't have a more prolonged game since Randall just ate 1 billion, but at least...
we did...
At least we got the setup. So, yeah, happy about that.
This was the main goal.
Yeah.
You guys have seen this enough times.
Yeah, that about does it for this particular video. We do have one more of our extra gameplay content block coming up. You guys have been seeing a lot of the more meta variants of builds, or meta sets, I guess, so far in these 2 gameplay videos. But the next one, we're going to have some fun. And if you're not having fun, why are we playing this game? You know? So we're going to have some fun, and I can't wait to show you guys what that is. Until next time, this has been Mike and Randall on the Tressa's Collectibles channel, and we'll see you guys in a couple days.
All right, bye.
Bye.